Hello and welcome to another episode of Mindful Conversation series in my podcast, The Anuj Kapoor Show. I'm your host, Anuj. Well, friends, today's conversation is truly special. And why is it special? Because I'm having a conversation with someone who has been a teacher, has been a technical communicator, and now an author. So I'm joined by Sneha Khanwelkar. Uh, she's an educator turned technical writer and whose work beautifully bridges the worlds of teaching, communication, and leadership. Her essay was recently published and featured in the international anthology Women in Technical Communication. She is also an author of her latest book, The Echo of My Chalk, which is a thought provoking book that connects classroom lessons with real world management and human relationships. In this episode today, we explore her journey from teaching to technical writing, the inspiration behind her latest book, and what today's managers and leaders can really learn from the educators about communication, about empathy, about human connection. So, friends, stay tuned till the end of the episode because you are going to learn some very exciting facts. But before we begin, just few things to remember. Uh, a quick request, in fact, to all of you: if you enjoy meaningful conversation like this, watch till the end of the episode. Hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you like to see a specific guest in this podcast, there's a form linked in the description down below. So just go ahead and fill up that form and tell us whom did you would love to hear, and we will try to bring that guest to you. So, friends, let's get started with the episode. Welcome to this podcast, Ji. It is a pleasure to have you in this podcast. So I'm really glad to be doing this podcast with you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anuj, for inviting me. And I'm excited to share my journey and the lessons that I've learned through it. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thank you, ma'am. And to begin with, so basically, I wanted to explore your journey basically into technical writing, or you started as a teacher, and now I'm really curious what really inspired you to make that shift to a transition from being a teacher to the world of technical communication. How was it basically? Yeah.
So this whole journey actually began from a very personal space. I was a school teacher earlier, and then I lost my husband, and I had a 15-year-old son, a
Okay.
mother-in-law in her 70s, and a lot of financial crunch.
Okay.
So I was looking for what can I do to earn more income, and a friend suggested that I try my hand in at technical writing.
Okay.
And at first, I didn't even know what that meant and what was going to be in store for me. But just
Okay.
as luck would have had it, Makrand Pandit, he's the
Right.
pioneer,
Yes. Yes.
a
Yes. Yes.
pioneer of
He's a
technical
pioneer. Yeah.
writing in India.
Yeah.
So he announced a mm, technical writing course in Pune.
Okay.
Uh, I had to interview for that and give entrance exams and completed the course. And soon I found myself as a trainee in Techno Rights, his company.
Hmm.
So that is how my whole journey, that's how I got into technical writing, I'll say. And of
Okay.
course, technical writing did change my
Yeah.
life totally.
Okay.
I
Okay.
not only got financial stability, but
Hmm.
it changed my lifestyle, my vocabulary, my uh, it strengthened my teamwork and many, many aspects of life. So that's how I
Right.
stepped into this world.
Okay. Okay. Right. So, I mean, every career shift comes with its own set of challenges and surprises. So, what were some of those unexpected moments you really encountered from teaching into the world of being a technical communicator?
The most obvious, I think, is learning publishing tools and technical products. Okay, the
Right.
software. So that was the most. So when you say surprises, this will be more like, I would say, challenges that I faced. So technical knowledge I did not have. And then I had to navigate work culture where teams often pulled in different directions. As a technical writer, I often had what should I say, a larger picture of the software or the feature. And while developers focused on developing and QA focused on testing, my role was to see how everything fits together and how users would experience it. That
Okay.
perspective helped me bridge gaps and ensure that documentation reflected not only the technical details, but also the overall flow and purpose.
Okay.
Uh, so, like live environments, and these were challenges. So, also was the bias. The bias was
Mhm.
another hurdle because I was not having a technical background. I was much
Okay.
older than most of my colleagues, and
Okay.
those challenges actually pushed me to prove myself, learn quickly, and
Okay.
show that clarity of communication is just as vital as technical expertise.
Okay.
So, in the
Right.
end, of course, together it shaped me into a more resilient and empathetic communicator.
Okay. Sure, sure. Yeah. I mean, that's really very nice of you to share your experience. Yeah, I believe that's a biggest challenge. Yeah, but and more recently, even thought or even witnessed that your essay was published in a international anthology, women in technical communication. What key message do you really want the readers to take away from that from that little piece that you have developed? Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to say I'm very thrilled with the essay
Mhm.
because it's the first time I'm writing about my journey
Mhm.
as a technical writer. So it holds a very, very special place for me. This opportunity came when Sharon Burton announced,
Okay.
she's the editor of the anthology, and she announced or she called for essays from technical writers
Mhm.
across the world. And she asked for women technical writers who have either retired or are on the verge of retirement.
Okay.
And most importantly, I have to thank my friend Mrudula Menon for giving me a shout out. So when she saw the
Alhamdulillah.
announcement, she said, Sneha, are you interested? I said, why not? I'm getting a chance to write about
Mhm.
technical writing in
Mhm.
my journey, which is
Mhm.
quite long.
Mhm.
So it's very personal, and it's not just about career for me, this journey.
Right. Right.
It's also about resilience and reinvention. So I
Right.
would sum it up by saying that um, reinvention is possible at any stage of life.
Okay.
Mm, mind you, I
Hmm.
didn't set out to reinvent myself.
Right.
I just kept moving forward and leaning and
Hmm.
adapting towards the circumstances. And of course, over time, I realized that even the most challenging experiences were shaping me for what came next. And I chose growth, staying open, and trusting the journey. So
Okay.
that is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, that's what is required basically, and I like your thing about the resilience. I think that is very important, and I'm sure my listeners actually they will really learn from your experience basically, and your entire journey, how it has been, and I'm sure the listeners when they will read the article, it will they will really find something interesting into that as well.
Surely, surely.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So going forward, now I just want to shift my focus from your technical writing world to the book that you have written, uh, the wonderful book. In fact, I think you already have written one book, but uh, the focus now I want to
Basic
shift it to
plan.
the second book, your latest book that you have written, that is the Echo of My Chalk. So I just wanted to display it first. I bought this copy, and this is the one. So shifting to that, so it's such an evocation title basically, and I did love to hear more about the story behind it. I know you're laughing. So what sparked that idea for this book? Because I actually just built through pages. I'm not able to read it fully, but I really find it interesting. It's a kind of a teacher's biography, you can say. I can say what I can say. I haven't read it full, but it some of the pages I just read, they were really interesting. So please tell me. Yeah, over to you.
Yeah, so it didn't start as a book. Again, a lot of students.
Mhm,
So the whole title is The Echo of My Chalk, a teacher's
mhm,
enduring bonds. So it is all about the bonds that I have with my students who are now, of course, grown up,
mhm.
professionals. They have families of their own and things like that. But our bond is very, very strong. So
Right.
uh, this spark, as you call it, came from a random message on LinkedIn. So Swapnil had posted a thank you note for me on Teachers' Day,
Mhm,
and I was of course happy about it. I didn't know what to do, so I shared it with Amit, another former student, and he said, "Miss, you must write about these things."
mhm,
Then I thought it would be a very sort of self-praising
mhm,
kind of a book, and I didn't want that. So I just kept mulling over the idea, and
mhm,
then finally another former student, Narendra, he
mhm.
really drove that point, and he said, "Write a book." He was like very, very sure it has to be a book. He shared lots of experiences from his childhood of how I have made an impact on him and his friends, and he gave me examples of other students also. So
Mhm,
he said you have to write a book, include your experience, lessons, and the main point he insisted always was write the thought behind your actions. Tell us
mhm,
why you did what you did. That was very
mhm,
strong message for me.
mhm.
And then I realized it wasn't just my story, it was ours. Both
Hours.
of us
Yeah.
are included in that. And
Right.
so
Right.
finally, it became a tribute to my relationships, insights, and of course, timeless power of genuine connections.
Okay. Yep. Sometimes when it's time basically, and sometimes you get that motivation from your peers, your outside world. Yeah, that's really matters basically.
It really
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah. Yeah. So my next question is that the title itself is very striking. Chalk. I mean, it carries so many associations uh, with teaching and learning. Uh, so, what does it symbolize for you in in the context of this book?
I had to reflect a lot on that point actually. But
Mhm,
of course, I think for me, chalk is more than a tool. For me,
mhm,
it's a symbol of a teacher's presence, which is, I
right.
think, the most important aspect of a teacher. A presence is what matters.
Yeah.
And the chalk represents all those fleeting moments in the classroom, the
Mhm,
words spoken, lessons taught, the
right.
interaction seen, what must have been very ordinary at that point of time.
Mhm,
But they left a lasting impact on the minds of the children. So chalk has its own, what I call as impermanence. It's
right.
like it's quickly erased in seconds, but the effect that it has on the mind of the students, it stays lifelong. So in that context, I would say the echo of my chalk is really about those invisible imprints, the things we say and do that contribute to each echo. in someone's lifelong after the moment has passed. So that is how I look at job.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's great. Thank you for sharing that, Snehaji. And my next question is that every book has an audience in mind. I mean, you have been a technical writer, so you've also been a technical writer. So every other piece that we write, or in fact, a book also, it has an audience in mind. So when you wrote this book, The Echo of the Chalk, and so what do you really hope the audience, specifically the managers, or probably the leaders of today, especially in that Gen AI age that we are in, to take away from this book of yours?
I wouldn't go so far as the next generation type of things, but when I started writing the book, I was only telling my story as a uh, teacher.
Sure.
It was
Right.
just about my journey as a teacher. It was after I finished writing, when I sent it for reviews and editing, and then I got feedback, and I realized that the lessons were far beyond the classroom. The book was not is for I think people across all professions, all disciplines, and anybody. It is for anybody who works with another human being. It's about
Okay.
people. It's about human
Thank you.
connection.
Hmm.
My single one takeaway would be that every interaction matters, no matter
Right.
where you are, in which industry you are, everywhere it matters. Okay. And beyond outcomes and performance, people want to be seen, heard, and acknowledged. That is, I think, fundamental ask of every human being.
Right.
If
Yes.
the book makes someone pause to reflect on their tone, their presence, and
Mhm.
approach, then I think it has served its purpose.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. And I also want to just uh, 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 tell this fact that yeah, what you mentioned is very important, that interactions really matter. And in this world that we are in today, in fact, the other day, uh, I think last week or so, we had this layoffs from one of the tech
Right.
companies, where 30 people got layoffs. So uh, the way the people have like talk about it on LinkedIn, on social media, trying to help each other by just commenting, and that's really shows that empathy really matters, basically. Yeah.
It's always eventually about these human connections that we have, no matter what we say
Right.
about technology. What
Exactly.
helps us sustain or hold ground is the humanity factor, I would say.
Humanity. Yes, exactly. So now, moving our focus from the book. So you're really to just going deep into the book. So your book will probably emphasizes what it's written for the people across the different professions, uh, who are deeply engaged in the human human connections. So let's explore it a little further. Why do you believe communication is so critical factor in the professional life today? I mean, I believe communication is really uh, very important factor, but I want to know your thoughts on it.
Yes, I think communication really is the foundation or the cornerstone of professional life today. We don't work in silos anymore, and
Right.
whether you're in uh, technology, healthcare, education, management, you're constantly collaborating across disciplines, cultures, time zones. So clear communication makes these ideas, you know, very they're transferred easily. They don't get lost in anything.
Right.
That is why communication is so important. Technical details do matter, and how will you
Right.
convey those clearly through
Right.
proper communication? So the most importantly, I think communication builds trust, among colleagues. And like you gave an example just now, it is just that, support system that helps.
Right.
Just a little bit like a nudge, a nod, you know, you go on, hang on.
Hmm.
That helps a lot. So
Right. Right.
it's not, so communication is not only about passing information along, it's about connection. So, in a world full of automation and digital tools, what sets apart professionals is their ability to listen, empathize, and to respond thoughtfully. That's why
Right.
it matters so much. It bridges the expertise with empathy, helping us
True.
solve problems together while honoring the people behind the work. Like that.
True. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. But many times there are instances, for example, I mean, there might be some people working across different industries, uh, whether they are leading a team or maybe doing some work in IT. I take example of an IT. Let's say they are working on some technical documents or so. Uh, and but the challenge is to balance between their work, with the professional work, and also with maintaining a position with the human connection. So in your view, how do the professionals today can have a balanced life between and really balance themselves between the human connection and the technical world? Yeah.
So, whether one is leading a team or teaching or collaborating
Hmm.
across disciplines, the challenge is always about
Right.
balancing technical
Hmm.
precision with human empathy. And in today's world, where AI is taking over so many tasks, what balances is the whole thing is balance with empathy. So today, communication and balance is
Right.
more important than before. Because
Hmm.
technology can process data, Anuj, but
Right.
it can't build trust and inspire people.
True. True.
Professionals
True.
can achieve the balance by remembering that every interaction counts, listening, acknowledging, and connecting.
Right.
Because empathy can't be automated.
Sure. Yes.
That's what keeps,
Absolutely.
the expertise human, and leadership becomes timeless.
Yes. True. Absolutely. I think, yeah, that is very important because GenAI, we today we have GenAI tools and stuff to automate various tasks, but that empathy, that robot can't be a human. Basically, it's a robot. They can just do task, but when you have a connection, you need someone to talk to. Probably, yeah.
And once that connect is there, then you walk, I would say you will walk that extra mile when that connect is there. They
Yes.
do it more for that empathy and that connection rather than, meeting KPIs or something like that.
Right. Right.
Like
So,
we've all been into this, Anuj. Like when we,
mhm,
work extra hours or we work more, yeah, mostly we extra hours or for longer terms
mhm.
on a project. It's mostly because we connect with the team lead or the manager, and then we say, okay, we'll do it. So it's not about just finishing the task. It is also about that bonding that we share.
Bonding, yeah, the bonding. It is more about the bonding that we share with each other, with our peers, with our subordinates, with our leaders, basically, and more of from the leaders. Basically, the leaders. It's a two-way communication. I feel, yeah, right. Yes. So my next question is that, so looking back, how do you feel about your journey so far from chalkboards, from being a teacher to writing technical documents, and now you're an author of two books. So how do you see your journey so far?
The whole journey, of course, has been very humbling and equally empowering. So starting from how I look at it is like when I started with the chalkboards, then it was shaping young minds. Then I moved into technical documents, and I learned to share or shape. clarity and precision for professionals.
Mhm.
And now with published books, I feel I'm shaping conversations about communication, empathy, and the
Mhm.
human side of work. And each stage has been different. I would say each stage has been a different form of teaching. And together, they all remind me that growth is about embracing change
Right.
while staying true to your own voice.
Yes. Yes. Right. Uh, so what next for you? Any upcoming projects or areas you are excited? Any other book that you are planning to write?
Mm, I think it's too early for another book.
Mhm.
I'm still,
Mhm.
I think, basking on the glory of the second book. And the last 6 months have been quite happening, full of milestones, new experiences, awards, a lot of learning. And I think it's been quite an intense period for me. And I'd like to
Okay.
slow down and pause and reflect now. And of course, I can see podcasts are becoming my new line of exploration. And thanks to people like you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they
Thank.
allow me to share my ideas, in a conversational way, in a more accessible way. So I'm quite excited about the possibility of reaching people through my voice and dialogue. And of course, I write blogs on a platform called The Positive Diary. And
Okay.
I hope those meaningful stories, add some more insight in people's lives. Again, I am at that point also talking about human kindness, gratitude, generosity. It's all about these things that I talk in the ones that I've experienced in my life, in my day to day life,
Right.
in my journeys or anywhere else, So I
Right.
think as of now, I'll say podcast and blogging will be my new steps. So I'll say stay tuned for more podcasts.
Sure. Yeah, we'll be glad. I must say that you should also start your own podcast. In fact, people would love to hear your what do you say, your views, your expertise. I mean, you have so much of things to share from your teaching world. So I I believe people would love to hear from you, your experience and stuff. Uh,
Let's hope so. Let's
yeah.
see what it says.
Yes. It will be what do you call, another chapter. You will open another
Yeah,
chapter. So
another chapter.
teacher, technical writer, author, and now a podcaster. So you see, it's a long journey.
It's a long journey,
Yeah.
very load and very good experiences. I have lots to share. But like I said at the beginning, this is the first time this essay that I have written in this Women in Technical Communication anthology. That is the first time I've written about technical writing as a journey.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think we always get a chance to write about our journeys like that. So I'm very,
Right.
very happy about it.
Sure. But coming back to the book, so and the article, so where can my listeners actually find the book? Is it available on Amazon or in
Yes.
or bookstores? And about the article also.
So both the book, my Echo of My Chalk also is available on Amazon, and I'm very happy to share that the anthology Women in Technical Communication is also available on Amazon.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they are accessible to readers, and
Mhm.
whoever wants to dive down deeper into the themes are free to search for it on Amazon.
Sure. Sure. I'm sure my listeners, they will love to buy this book, and in fact your earlier book as well. Yeah. And finally, is there any message you want to share with my listeners that to leave my audience today? Yeah.
What should I say?
Mhm.
I will say never underestimate the power of your words. So, whether you're writing a technical document, teaching a class, or leading a team, communication is not about transferring knowledge. It's about building trust, creating understanding, and honoring human beings. So, whoever you interact with, you have to honor them. And if you bring all that empathy into our communication, we will make more professional spaces, and we will make the space inclusive, more effective, and more humane. So, that's what I'd like people to remember.
Okay, so thank you so much for sharing your guidance. I'm sure my listeners will love this conversation. And before we end this podcast, so thank you, Sehaji, for coming to this podcast, accepting my invite to be in this podcast today and having this conversation. I think it was a lovely hearing from you, and thank you for sharing your words, your wisdom, basically, I would say, and your entire journey. It has been such a wonderful journey, and your perspective about life, about empathy, which you all said. It was really fascinating. I truly loved it, and it, it was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Anuj. Thank you for inviting me to share my journey and my work. And it has been wonderful to reflect on all these experiences and connect with the audience. I truly appreciate this opportunity.
Sure. Thank you so much, Nehaji. Sure. Well, friends, what a meaningful and insightful conversation that was with Sneha Khanwelkar. Uh, if this episode really resonated with you, I highly recommend checking out her book, The Echo of My Chalk. It's a powerful read for anyone looking to better understand the human side of communication, leadership, and learning. And also, if you want to uh, read the journey of a teacher, so grab a copy of the book. It is available on Amazon. The link is down below in the description. uh, so go ahead and click that link and grab the copy. uh, Along with the you will find the link in the description by down below, along with the details on where you can explore her work further, including the article that she had written. And if you enjoyed watching or listening to this episode, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, the Anuj Kapoor Talk Show. It really gives me a motivation to bring to you more such insightful conversations with you. And and also leave your thoughts about the episode, whether you liked it or what is it that we can improve upon. Your support will really help me to bring more meaningful conversations with you. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.